Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star 2, Land of Origin based on novel. So let's start. Although Elder Tien his aura was terrifying, Luo Feng did not care. Because he had long known that Elder Tien his strongest ability was the body close combat method. Luo Feng even felt a bit sentimental. In Elder Tien Luo Feng saw the common predicaments of cultivators from the dark sacred realm. After completely hitting a bottleneck in cultivation, they would try all methods to find a path that might lead them out of the braided cage, thought Luo Feng. Elder Tien had learned over 100 inheritances, yet he ultimately chose the bloodline path. The bloodline path, where Elder Tien had reached the half-primordial level, just one step further, and he could achieve the ultimate awakening, escaping the braided cage. This path at least held a sliver of a chance to escape the braided cage. Facing bottlenecks, endless years could not bring further progress. Cultivators of the dark sacred realm would exhaust every method, Luo Feng pondered. I wonder what kind of bottleneck I will encounter in the future. Luo Feng, let's see whose physical body is stronger, yours or my eternal night netherworld kite body. After Elder Tien spoke, he vanished out of thin air. However, the biomimetic eye of destruction on Luo Feng's forehead could see, a subtle fluctuation flashed by, and it had already reached his proximity, where Elder Tien his fingers swept past his chest like blades. Hiss hiss hiss, a sharp edge cut across his chest. Luo Feng stood there, watching the scene with interest. The robe formed from his own energy, also fortified by the undying heart, remained unmarked even as the sharp edge cut across the chest of his robe. My body secret technique, Undying Blood Sea Body, based on the Star Tower blood-colored scale, inherently has some undying effects. With the secret treasure Undying Heart enhancing it, why should I fear your attack? Luo Feng clearly saw the whole process of Elder Tien his move. Swoosh. 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 As Elder Tien moved, he transformed into a covert airstream, which Luo Feng would not have been able to see without the biomimetic eye of destruction. During the rapid movements, he continuously slashed Luo Feng's body, slashing over 10 times in a blink, but failed to damage the robe at all. Elder Tien is that all you've got? Said Luo Feng. Previously, Luo Feng used the endless blood sea along with the formation to block and annihilate those hundreds of Daoist soldiers. This time, however, he responded to his enemy in his physical body form. Your protective robe, is it indestructible? Elder Tien appeared far away, surprised. You, as a new elder, certainly have plenty of treasures. But however tough the robe might be, the endurance limit of your life form ultimately has a ceiling. Elder Tien his body suddenly transformed, his stature burgeoned, and even grew 3 pairs of silver-gray wings on his back, his body covered in silver-gray fur, his head transforming, eventually becoming a gigantic avian humanoid. This appearance also excited many onlookers atop the walls of Yulon City. Eternal Night Netherworld Kite. Is this Elder Tien his Eternal Night Netherworld kite body? Many onlookers had purchased Divine Emperor's Intelligence, which contained this information about Elder Tien The giant silver-gray avian humanoid radiated strong waves of will. After all, it was cultivated based on the high-level primordial life bloodline, which had great potential, and also bore Elder Tien his hope of escaping the braided cage. At this moment, Luo Feng also became a bit more solemn. HMPH. Elder Tien flapped his 3 pairs of wings, instantly reaching close to Luo Feng, and his claw was already striking down. Unlike Luo Feng's huge, furry claw, Elder Tien his current claw was much more lean and fierce. Boom. This claw strike went straight towards Luo Feng's head. Luo Feng did not even dodge, he directly met it with a palm, as if he intended to hold up the entire sky. Bang tilde tilde tilde. Their hard blows clashed. Elder Tien He aimed to deplete Luo Feng's energy with terrifying might, but in this hard clash, Elder Tien He detected the power of Luo Feng's palm. Although Elder Tien He had a slight advantage, the margin was too small. A new elder, and his body is this strong. Elder Tien He frowned slightly, his 3 pairs of wings flapping, and his devastating claws continuously struck down, yet Luo Feng boldly met each strike with his palm. Rise! Luo Feng yelled. The endless blood sea immediately raised huge waves, engulfing Elder Tien He in an instant. The Xianqing Sky Annihilation Formation operated. The blood sea, binding and strangulating Elder Tien He from all directions, hindered his huge form, slowing his wing flapping significantly, reducing his eruptive might, naturally weakening each claw strike, even putting him at a disadvantage when clashing directly with Luo Feng. Elder Tien He, your moves are quite weak, Luo Feng laughed heartily, as his majestic form battled against the immense bird man. The blood sea's binding and strangulation, plus the physical body combat, indeed gave Luo Feng the upper hand. The physical body form along with the endless blood sea, this was the complete form of the undying blood sea body. I am still at a disadvantage. Elder Tien He felt quite suffocated, in Yulon City, facing many troubles. Normally the eternal night netherworld kite body was enough, and in his original plans, relying on the eternal night netherworld kite body, he should have killed Luo Feng's avatar by now. Who would have thought, up till now, he still hadn't forced out that supergigantic claw. If 50% strength is not enough, then let it be 100%. Elder Tien His eyes flickered with blood light. He had never fully unleashed his power in Yulon City, and of course, this powerful method had only been perfected over hundreds of millions of years. Boom! Elder Tien His hair below, the skin surface began to show the formation diagram. Dense formation diagrams covered every inch of skin, even the surface of Elder Tien His eyeballs were emerging with formation diagrams. If one could peek inside his body, every drop of blood within him would bear the imprint of formation diagrams. Formation diagrams are the fundamental path through which Elder Tien He has grown from weakness to his current strength. He used formation diagrams to refine Daoist soldiers. He even attempted to treat his eternal night netherworld kite body as a Daoist soldier, imprinting countless formation diagrams upon his body to further unlock the potential of his bloodline, aiming for the ultimate awakening. Although he was far from reaching ultimate awakening, the fusion of formation diagrams and the eternal night netherworld kite body indeed significantly enhanced the power of the latter. Luo Feng, with his biomimetic destruction eye, though unable to see inside Elder Tien He, could see densely packed formation diagrams emerging on the skin beneath the hair. These formation diagrams circulated with golden light, drastically boosting Elder Tien He's aura. This strength. Does Elder Tien He have this strength? Among the spectators on the city wall of Yulon City, several elders' avatars, who were quite familiar with Elder Tien He, immediately determined this had already surpassed the abilities recorded about Elder Tien He. He has countless formation diagrams imprinted on his skin. It seems he has successfully fused the formation diagrams with the eternal night netherworld kite body. These elders were secretly astonished. The Great Tao has intersections. Different cultivation systems indeed had the potential to combine, but achieving this was extremely difficult. Elder Tien His body faintly glowed with golden light, as his eyes integrated with formation diagrams stared at Luo Feng, his voice booming. This is my first time going all out in Yulon City, Luo Feng, this is your honor. The words had just fallen. Boom. Elder Tien His massive 3 pairs of wings vibrated, completely shredding the surrounding endless blood sea, and a terrifying claw strike directly hit Luo Feng's chest. Bang! Luo Feng felt the overwhelming force, involuntarily flying backward, crashing into the blood sea. Boom! At this moment, Elder Qian He ferociously pursued Luo Feng, one claw causing countless blood waves to explode, his wings beating causing numerous blood seas to break and ascend, already consuming some of the blood sea. "I'm injured." Luo Feng was surprised. Despite being enhanced by the undying heart, Elder Qian He could hurt him. Luo Feng also realized that he should not underestimate the top powerhouses of countless worlds. These powerhouses each had their opportunities. He had not learned any half-primordial inheritance to explore his path without interference. But those cultivators who practiced numerous inheritances, integrating wisdom from all aspects into themselves, also followed a very powerful path. Compared to these elders who have been around for innumerable years, my accumulations are still too shallow. Luo Feng clearly knew that these elders mainly wandered in the dark sacred realm and lacked many treasures in the 9 rivers sacred realm, hence their power was somewhat inferior. Boom. 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 Elder Qian His immense 3 pairs of wings commanded terrifying authority, annihilating everything around, causing countless blood waves to ascend. He continued to cover Luo Feng with claw after claw, completely suppressing him in the fight. "Elder Qian He, your accumulation is indeed deeper than mine," Luo Feng spoke. "This battle can also come to an end now." Boom. Suddenly, Luo Feng stretched out his hand, and his arm swelled, his palm transforming into a gigantic shaggy claw. With the enhancement of the undying heart, Luo Feng's power could rival Elder Qian His eternal night netherworld kite body. Now controlling this claw, Luo Feng's divine power was also activating the secret patterns inside the claw, boosting its might. Compared to Luo Feng fighting bare-handed, using this claw dramatically brought a surge in power. Elder Qian He saw the gigantic shaggy claw, its might too strong, and he realized he could not overcome it. This one claw could even tear apart 2 or 3 scales of the primordial wild hoof leader. Boom. Under this one claw, covering heaven and earth, dividing heaven and earth, it became a world of its own cage. In this world cage, Elder Qian He had no escape and could only resist with full force. With a resounding boom, the massive claw ripped apart, still tearing apart 2 of his wings, blood flying, Elder Qian He showing a hint of powerlessness. From just one exchange, it was clear the disparity in power was too significant. There was no chance to fight. "At least, you forced me to use this claw." Elder Qian He silently sighed. He knew about Luo Feng's gigantic shaggy claw, but Luo Feng had never used it, which frustrated Elder Qian He. Only at the last moment did he finally force Luo Feng's move. Though he lost, Elder Qian He was quite satisfied. "I lost." Elder Qian His remaining wings closed, instantly transforming into a streak of golden light, instantly penetrating the world membrane formed by the palm world, and in a flash, he had escaped to inside East City Gate. Seeing this, Luo Feng's right hand instantly returned to normal, the endless blood sea converging into one, once again becoming an ordinary-looking black-haired man. Yet, at this moment, many spectators on the walls of Yulon City were in disbelief as they watched the black-haired man, who after that gigantic one-claw strike, even Elder Qian He was instantly seriously injured and fled. Under the gaze of the onlookers on the walls of Yulon City and guards at the East City Gate, the black-haired man Luo Feng took only a few steps before he entered the East City Gate and met up with Emperor Qing, who was already there. "Brother Luo Feng, you won, you overwhelmingly won." Emperor Qing was even more excited than Luo Feng. In the presence of numerous cultivators, your direct power completely suppressed Elder Qian He. This battle, I believe, will spread throughout the entire Yulon City within a day. Luo Feng simply smiled. If it was a clash in the wilderness, intelligence organizations might still need to confirm the authenticity of the encounter. But this time, the clash occurred outside the East City Gate, watched by hundreds of thousands. The authenticity of this battle is unquestionable. It seems I've stepped on Elder Tien He to make my name known throughout Yulon City, Luo Feng thought, which was also part of his plan. Already possessing elder-level strength, yet still painstakingly hunting for resources, would be too pitiful. Moreover, the elder hunting area is uncontrollable in terms of risk. Without further breakthroughs in strength, Luo Feng had no intention of continuing to hunt. Let's go, let's deal with the spoils of war. Controlling the void netherworld pupil ship, Luo Feng and Emperor Qing quickly left the East City Gate, heading directly for the primordial hall in the inner city. The scene of the void netherworld pupil ship flying away was also under the watch of hundreds of thousands of onlookers. Impressive. That giant fluffy claw must be a formidable secret treasure. With this secret treasure, Elder Tien He was completely defeated. Relying on the power of the secret treasure alone, in terms of realm accumulation, he is probably not as good as Elder Tien He. Elder Tien He's eternal nightingale body, I heard, requires exchanging a high-level primordial life bloodline, which is worth much more than many secret treasures. Without the eternal nightingale body, Elder Tien He wouldn't qualify to make Luo Feng Divine Emperor use that secret treasure claw. Divine Emperor Luo Feng faced his enemy empty-handed all along, only using the secret treasure claw in the end. Elder Tien He did not show all his strength. His avatar in the dark sacred realm is where his strongest power lies. There were also debates among cultivators. Elder-level beings, already on the top echelons in Yulon City, are subjects of admiration for many weaker cultivators. Their battles are meticulously studied by many cultivators over long years. A cave mansion in the inner city. Kumo's master, Yu Yong, resides here. Elder Tien He lost to Luo Feng Divine Emperor in a battle. Living in the inner city, Yu Yong couldn't get to the East City Gate in time to watch the battle, so he had to purchase the detailed battle scene from the intelligence organization. Given the sheer number of onlookers, the information was sold very cheaply. This giant claw defeated Elder Tien He in one move. After watching the entire battle, Yu Yong's heart trembled a bit. If it had been me facing Luo Feng back then, I probably would have been torn apart by that claw immediately. He neither had an avatar, nor did he have a foundation as deep as Elder Tien He. Elder Tien He managed to escape from Luo Feng's hands. He, however, would not have had that capacity. The path of cultivation is tremendously dangerous. One wrong move can lose the whole game. Yu Yong was very cautious. After arriving at the Nine Rivers Sacred Realm, he preferred to be slower and more cautious, not willing to take too many risks. But Kumo joined the Deceit Workshop, constantly plundered, and used the workshop's resources to reach the mid-stage Divine Emperor level, almost catching up to his master Yu Yong. Haste makes waste, taking it slowly might let one go further. Yu Yong felt a sensation of perfection in the vast bloodline within him at that moment. My primordial bloodline is inferior to Elder Tien He's. But after being continuously sculpted and tapping into the potential over long years, I finally reached the half-primordial level. He reached the half-primordial level in just a few decades. Always researching various secret techniques to exploit bloodline talents. But upon hearing about the battle between Luo Feng and Elder Tien He, Yu Yong suddenly had the idea to head to the dark sacred realm. Reached the half-primordial level, want to break out of the cage. Opportunities in the dark sacred realm are the most abundant. Such dazzling talents like Luo Feng are many, and it's difficult for them to break out of the cage. I'm much weaker in talent. If I don't strive hard now, then I'll have even less hope. Deep longing shone in Yu Yong's eyes. Before the chance to break out of the cage, he was willing to risk everything. Because on the path to growth, he had far too many regrets. Sigh. On the day Luo Feng's name spread throughout Yulon City, Yu Yong, a half-primordial level bloodline cultivator, quietly piloted the flying boat alone away from Yulon City, preparing to go through the holy mountain teleport to the dark sacred realm. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Yuyong piloted the flying boat away from the inner city. Luo Feng and Emperor Qing, however, piloted the void netherworld pupil ship, came to the inner city, heading straight for Primordial Hall. When Luo Feng and Emperor Qing arrived at the first floor of the Primordial Hall, they found that the heads of all 13 shops there had unexpectedly all gathered, eagerly welcoming Luo Feng. "We've seen Divine Emperor Luo Feng. We have all heard the news that Divine Emperor Luo Feng defeated Elder Tian He." These heads were all very enthusiastic. If they previously interacted with Luo Feng as peers, now they showed a few more bits of respect. They all worked for major powers and naturally showed more respect to beings at the elder level. Luo Feng looked at the 13 heads before him and said with a smile, "Everyone is quite well informed. These 13 powers monopolizing the business of buying low-level primordial life corpses at Primordial Hall, in terms of background and capabilities, are certainly not inferior to forces like the Insect Nest, Shadow Tower, or other plundering powers. After all, in terms of earning resources, theft and plunder can never compete with monopolizing the trade of primordial life materials. Luo Feng, Divine Emperor, has returned from this hunt. I presume there are some spoils of war?" asked his old friend Bu with a smile. "Indeed, there are some." Luo Feng nodded. "Let's see, what price can you offer?" As he spoke, Luo Feng displayed the spoils of war. A late-stage Divine Emperor Blood Demon Elisai, 15 Frost Soul Watchers, and several early-stage Divine Emperor Prey. Luo Feng also displayed the potent venom of the Blood Demon Elisai. A late-stage Divine Emperor Blood Demon Elisai. "What a treasure," one manager after another exclaimed with fiery eyes. For cultivators who use poison, the corpse of Blood Demon Elisai is treasure all around. For the corpse of the Blood Demon Elisai plus the merit points and that potent venom, I can give 160 million primordial crystals. His old friend Bu immediately quoted a very sincere price. 165 million primordial crystals. A higher bid came instantly. "I am willing to offer 180 million primordial crystals." A rock giantess bid, shocking the other managers around, as this price would not only yield no profit, but also incur some losses. The rock giantess smiled at Luo Feng. "My elder Xingyi sends his regards to Luo Feng, Divine Emperor." Elder Xingyi. Luo Feng understood, acknowledging the friendly gesture from the other party. Elder Xingyi. Proficient in life healing and also skilled in various potent poisons. A fearsome elder within the top 20 ranks of Yulon City, whose strength and position are comparable to the Master of Deceit Workshop. A late-stage Divine Emperor Blood Demon Elisai, in the hands of Elder Xingyi, a supremely skilled poison user, 180 million primordial crystals is not at a loss. These elders, ranking within the top 20, are all unfathomably deep, almost approaching the level of the 3 Hall Masters. Elder Xingyi, who practices dual paths, just like the Master of Deceit Workshop, has also reached late-stage Divine Emperor in both paths, and they have even developed powerful combined secret techniques. This brings their strength close to the 3 Hall Masters. Because these elders are almost all strong figures of the source world with avatars, they mostly rely on mutual interest and cannot be coerced. Even the 3 Great Hall Masters cannot coerce individuals like the Master of Deceit Workshop, or Elder Xingyi. Elder Xingyi is quite courteous towards me, thought Luo Feng. Please thank Elder Xingyi for me, Luo Feng said with a smile. Finally, after fervent bidding from 13 managers, the price of these spoils of war turned out to be much higher than expected, selling for 395 million primordial crystals. Luo Feng and Emperor Qing then left the Primordial Hall together. Who does business like this, willingly incurring losses to make a purchase? Emperor Qing couldn't believe it. The prices for low-level primordial life corpses are quite transparent, and variance shouldn't be this large. Yet this time it was several million higher than estimated. Not only investing the profit, but even incurring losses. Just this once, Luo Feng said, it's the elders behind them trying to make nice, which is why they're willing not to make a profit. Next time I hunt, that will be a normal transaction. Here's your share. Luo Feng handed a bag of primordial crystals to Emperor Qing. Emperor Qing glanced at it. It contained a whopping 39.5 million primordial crystals. This made Emperor Qing somewhat emotional. Partnering with a formidable being and merely getting a 10th share amounted to a high sum. He, a mid-stage divine emperor cultivator, typically had to team up with several peers on his level to stand a chance of killing a mid-stage divine emperor low-level primordial life. During this process, various dangers could also arise. A failure, with the avatar dying in battle, could even result in loss of carried treasures. Hunting was a gamble with potential gains and losses. Accumulating 39.5 million primordial crystals was not easy. This is our last time teaming up, said Emperor Qing, holding the bag of primordial crystals with a smile, and it allowed me to earn a tidy sum. For a long time, I won't need to worry about resources. In order to make a breakthrough to mid-stage divine emperor, he had exhausted his savings. This time, however, he managed to regain a significant amount. I won't be hunting for a while either. Next time I go hunting, shall I take you along to see the sights? Luo Feng smiled, indicating a fundamental breakthrough in his strength was anticipated in his next hunt. No, that wouldn't be necessary. I'd only hold you back. I'd rather not go, Emperor Qing immediately declined. Ha ha. Luo Feng laughed. I'll go check out other merchants first. All right, Emperor Qing nodded, then asked, by the way, are you changing your cave mansion? With your strength, brother Luo Feng, staying in mines doesn't quite fit. That was the cave mansion Emperor Qing rented during his early stage divine emperor, Luo Feng's strength still residing there, even sharing it. Indeed, it no longer matched his status. Luo Feng nodded. I do plan to change to a different cave mansion. The energy supply in Emperor Qing's mansion was insufficient. Luo Feng's absorption of energy was already inadequate. Moving forward as his power advanced further, the demand for energy would only increase. Emperor Qing nodded. They would inevitably part ways eventually. When the time comes, I will reserve a section of my mansion for you, Emperor Ming, and Di Fu. Would you like to live together? Luo Feng offered. Emperor Qing smiled, of course. Who would refuse to live with an elder? Luo Feng nodded and then flew away. Emperor Qing watched his departing figure. Such is the path of cultivation, thought Emperor Qing. There are gatherings and partings. Different talents tread different paths. Perhaps they become companions for a phase of the journey, but ultimately, paths diverge. At least brother Luo Feng and I were once companions, walking a segment of the cultivation path together. Emperor Qing smiled, turned, and also left. This video will end here.